Hello, Brian Vitsky with the Taylor Automotive Group. And right now we're driving my favorite car, the Hyundai Genesis. Now, before my previous video, you heard me touch on a little bit about the powertrains. You heard me touch on a little bit about the luxury amenities and things like that and the sound system. Unfortunately, I can't really demonstrate the sound system because whatever quality of radio system you're looking at, it really isn't going to touch what the Lexicon system can do. I will tell you this, though. It's got 17 speakers in it. And if a high-end, clean-sounding company will only agree to build a sound system for Rolls-Royce, you gotta kind of have high level of expectations here. And I will tell you, I never even knew what the Lexicon sound system was, and I come to find out why. Apparently, I'm not on that level yet. But now, touching on the powertrain. Now, currently the one we're driving is the 3.8. A lot of people will hear that you've got the options of a V8. Why not go for the V8? Well, I'm here to tell you that the V6 is plenty. Save on gas. I toured Toledo the other day and I got 30.5 miles per gallon. Why would you ask for anything different than that? And you still are getting 335 horsepower. Look back at the old performance cars. 300 horsepower was a big deal. And those were doing it on 4- and 5-speed transmissions. This is operating on an 8-speed transmission. So, really, it's hard to give you a sense of how this car drives and feels. I mean, I'll try a little bit right now to give you. I mean, I don't know. Are you really seeing that? Are you telling the difference there? Here's the nice thing. It's going through the gears very fluent. All right, it's very easy. It's going through first, second, all the way through 8, and it's seamless. You don't even feel that little lag and shift. And the 335 horsepower, when it's combined with the gasoline direct injection, it's responsive. It's right away. So when you get on this car, it's got great performance. Now here's the compromise you run into. A lot of times you get a bigger V8 engine, you have to have a suspension that supports that power. So yes, if you go to the 5-liter, especially the R-Spec, you will have more of a performance ride. It will handle turns better. It will handle the road a little bit better. The compromise there, though, is it's a lot more rigid. So you'll feel it kind of kick around a little bit, and it won't be as a soft ride. Where, again, your 3.8 really does provide that softer ride to it. Now, this is operating on a 5-point multi-link independent rear suspension. So basically, picture this. You know, your car, every car has an independent suspension on some level, unless you're going to big trucks. But in most cases, all it really is I'll try to just basically, I'll use my microphone box here. You've got your hinge on the top, you got a shock and strut in the middle, and then you got a hinge on the bottom, and then you got your wheel. So it goes up and down. It doesn't do anything different. A 5-point multi-link suspension has different areas and different points that the car's going to respond to. So it's going to hold the road a little bit more. It's going to tuck in, tuck out, tuck in, and it's going to operate real well. So when you add that to all 4 wheels are giving you a firm feel to the road. Challenge you run into that is that, yeah, it's going to be a little stiff. But guess what? Everybody is saying that the Genesis competes with the highest level BMW products, the highest level Mercedes products, Lexus. In fact, Lexus is quite honestly more of a boring ride. It's not a bad thing, and Lexus is an incredible company. I don't want to sit there and sound like I'm diminishing the company. But really, BMW is the car that Hyundai went after when they made the Genesis. The idea was they wanted to build a car that had as much interior space as the BMW 7 Series, performed and handled like a BMW 5 Series, and was at the price point of a BMW 3 Series. Now, if you watched a couple of my other Sonata videos, I had touched on how Hyundai builds their cars and why it is such a tremendous cost saving. If you really dive in and you really pay attention to every little aspect that Hyundai did with the Genesis, and you really focus on the infrastructure of how the company was able to build this thing with the high level of components and parts that they did with the price point that they did and still provide the warranty that they offer, it really is an amazing, amazing testament to them as a company. So I love this car. There's only so much I can really talk about it on video. It is something you kind of have to get behind the wheel and drive. I can tell you, don't be afraid of the rear-wheel drive. A lot of that rear-wheel drive powertrain is the reason why you're going to get the performance you are. All right, without it, you wouldn't handle the road like you do. You wouldn't perform like you will, and it just isn't going to feel the same. Nothing wrong with a front-wheel drive, but Trust me, you've got a lot of features on here that if you're nervous about weather conditions, the car will do just fine. So I'm going to continue driving. I really hope you know, this is what I can say. Leave some comments on this video. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, I will gladly write back to you. So please, ask away. All right. Again, my name is Brian Vitsky with the Taylor Automotive Group, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.